Hello, everyone. Okay, I just changed the camera. I want to see how the result, how the screen look like. There's certain delay um, for this camera for sure. This is my first time using this studio. Okay, I'm gonna just trust that I'm on it. Let's see. Okay, great. I'm on it. So excuse me, Gina's here. Like again, I just said it is our new recording studio, and I'm doing a testing run. In the meanwhile, when I do a testing run, I would like to do a little bit energy update. So this is still not perfect because I'm putting my computers. Obviously, you can tell it's very low. It's looking at me like looking up. I would adjust that, but I think perfect is not existing. We always can be better and better. So I'm just gonna go with it and riding with my discomfort and just checking with you all. So for I actually never done really done live on YouTube. I did a live on TikTok, Facebook, right? Instagram, but not on YouTube. Obviously, for people following me, you know who I am. My name is Gina Anayana, and I have a nonprofit. I am a healer. I'm a model. I am a lot, and but also I still having uh, still trying to define myself or undefine myself in one way or another. And that's exactly what I want to come out to talk to you guys as well. Um, I have you, some of you might reach to the life, maybe some of you can relate. So this is a feeling of that in both side of story, right? Knowing the dark side, the light side, and you realize a lot of your life experience is experiencing this duality, right? Let's say before you were super like spiritual, right? Like let's say your life, actually you always like a pendulum, left and right, left and right. But let's use our like my recent experience, right? 7 years ago, before I step into my spiritual journey, of course, we so-called spiritual awakening. That's a knock on your head because universe try to deliver, send you so many different information that you keep ignoring or you are not ready until one day you knock you down and you're like, okay, then you have to, right? So started with that journey that I devoted my time for years into that working on myself, right? And more leaning into the spiritual practice, your inner peace, working on your trauma, working on the lifetime that you're aware that you are experiencing that, like through you. So then you realize that okay, whatever universe, either you are conscious that you choose to step into a different side of a world, or universe gonna send you there because it has to balance. How to bring balance is you will not know what is balance if you don't do not if you always stay this side. You are not. balanced, right? So universe know that either consciously or subconsciously, you will put you or universe are going to put you to lean to the other side. So then you can compare what it feels like to on the left side and right side, and eventually you come into the middle to always aware the left and right. And I thought I was already on this journey for quite a while, balancing, be aware of the other side. I'm very aware. However, now reach to the point is like you aware both sides. You know, neither side is bad, neither side is good. So how you move forward in life? Because now this kind of feeling is very weird for me to even describe. Okay. And in the last couple weeks, I slowly getting into that state of that don't have anything. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to say anything because everything is supposed to happen. And every person are perfectly on their journey. When you accept all of it, you accept bad part, you accept a good part, then I don't feel I have any teaching to do, you know, because you see this person, they are going through certain things, they are on their timeline. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to say anything. This person is shine their bright light, doing very good. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to do anything. So what's the meaning of life? What's the meaning of me being here? What is my message gonna be? Because do you know that a lot of message you go out there is lifting people up, right? Almost like more working with people troublesome. They have some trouble, struggling and pain. So your teaching is help them to see the other side, so can help them ease the pain or help them to get out of pain. But now, when you see pain and suffering, you okay with your own pain and suffering, and you're also okay with other people pain and suffering, then what's the meaning? What's the meaning of the teaching? What my message need to be? So that's why you guys probably haven't seen my like videos these days that much, is because I was in that state of I don't need to say anything. There's no teaching need to be taught. Nobody need to be saved. Uh, Nobody need to know more than they are knowing right now, you know? So I also didn't even feel that I want go into this channeling state. Like I'm always channeling, always bring message forward. However, there is a pause, I would say. It's like I do not have the desire, like almost even the message have this empty, does it have this emptiness, have this quietness. It's very interesting because as a channel, if you are a channel, you know that your messages are always coming through, and as they were nudging you, if you don't bring the messages through, you will just like or driving. I was like, okay, I need to make this video. When you shower, you need to make this video. When you're cooking, you're like, oh, I need to make this video. I all of a sudden just I didn't have this feeling of like I need to. Like there's no rush. Not only no rush, is like I don't feel I need to have anything I need to say. Like I just like there's empty, there's like emptiness that there's a mirror in front of me. I'm the mirror, but I don't feel that anything in front of me that I need to reflect back. Of course I can talk politics. Of course I can talk about um current politics situation, but that's not my interested. I'm not interested in talking about that, and I feel like I don't really understand the politics that much anyway, so I'm not interested, right? So that was kind of almost a little bit depressing, to be honest, because you almost feels like, yes, I can do this thing, great, I'm doing it. Yes, actually also I don't need to do this thing, and it's also good. When both sides is okay, you almost like, okay, what's this about, what is this stage about, okay? And I think I make this video because some of you out there are experiencing that. If you feel like all of a sudden, neither side is good or bad, neither, you don't need to make any decision per se. You're just floating there, floating, doing your daily life. And the feeling is like you want this anchor. You're like, okay, so show me how I anchor this energy right now. Where am I at, right? Where are you at right now? So now this is the part that I'm going to share with you that this morning after dropping my girl to school, I back home. I haven't opened my own Akashic records for last week also because I was in the state. Actually, probably 2 weeks. Okay. And I still have this kind of little bit sad. Is like, what's meaning? Like, why I don't have any, like I bet I would assume I bet they're gonna tell me that yeah, it's okay. It's just going through this ascension whatsoever. And I don't even have desire to have the answer because almost feels like I already know the answer. What's the point? I get it, but also I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm still getting it, okay, because I was like, okay, let me just meditate a little bit. So I meditate 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then I'm like, okay, let me open the record. So I went inside, and then the vision I see is actually burning, like the fire burning down. The message come through is that they are saying this is critical time that not only my personal record is rewriting, like whatever in the past. I mean, of course, Akasha Records recorded everything, but they're also showing that like do not have used the past to define who you are. Your record is being rewrite. You are rewrite your records, almost like when I say burning down, it's not like burning all the records, like figure of speech. It's just like this timeline. A lot of you, okay, this timeline is a new timeline in your own perspective. Okay. So what they're showing me is that yes, you are how to say that? There's hundreds, millions, billions, infinite timeline all there. Okay. And however, this timeline, this present timeline has not yet been written yet. It has a lot of potentiality of this timeline where it goes. But they're also saying this is a very interesting timeline that they never actually foresee. Like there is a percentage. I would say, okay, then when you forecast certain things, right? This is 70% of rain, 30% of rain, however it is. So, but how you really finish this journey is up to you and it's up to me because this is my reality. This is one of the timeline that God consciousness through you, okay? They are through me to living this reality. They are live through you to live the reality. So when we do this message, it's actually I need to be personally understand so I can relate, I can share with you what that really mean. So think of you are this one of these billing choices. But doesn't matter how big a number is, how small number is, that one matters. And a matter of fact, everything started with this one. So everything start is actually from you. Okay. So everything start from me. My awareness, my perspective matters. Not matters to you, not matters to whoever people on the street. Of course it matters, but that spider web is so big that we all impact each other more or less. However, just let you know, even that one sand, you think, oh, this sand, just get rid of this sand is nothingness. No, 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 no. That sand is part of the whole thing. There is a domino effect. If certain things are taken away, certain things must add in. You cannot destroy energy. You only can transfer the energy, right? So they're showing me that, there's many people are rewriting their Akashic records because actually many people for so many reasons that you are actually in this lifetime, you are living different lifetime. Uh, Not say in other lifetime you were not, you always are, but your awareness was not on it. But in this lifetime, so many people's awareness, they are open. So many things happen so fast that your records is being rewrite And there's a lot of assistance through the sky beings. We call sky beings. They want to refer as sky beings, your guides, however. So, but I'm talking not only talking about guides. I'm talking about those aliens, star beings that they actually assist in planet, transformation. They had no idea Earth could make this far, to be honest. So they are very surprised. So whoever is being still living here, moving on, your records, let's say 10 years ago, you thought your life would be this way, right? And at the you saw in 10 years, let's say 2015 to 2025, but when you get to 2025, actually you realize that you were having a completely different trajectory of what you thought you would be 10 years ago. This is exactly how you can see the record as well. So you realize 10 years later you need to redo that 10 years plan again, just like, oh, you gonna go back to course correctly. I thought it would be this way. This is actually this happened. But with all these things that happen, you're like, okay, then where are gonna lead me to? So we are at this point right now. Okay, this is the point number one. And the point number two, this is I'm still wrapping my mind trying to bring this message. A lot of time when you're channeling, when you ask questions in Akashic field, it's almost you are in the trance state that you are understanding on a different level. And when you try to use your own language to retell the message or translate the message to bring to the mass, bring to the public, it's really different. Okay, so let me try. Okay, I will try my best. Okay, so my question was, okay, why, how would I go with this feeling that whether I teach or not doesn't matter, right? I teach, great. I don't teach, great. I'm not, changing anything, because there's nothing for me to change, only change me. But now when I change me, when you fully open to both sides, when you open all of that, how can I move forward? Because I feel like I just don't want to floating around because I feel like I was just floating, doing the things that I thought I should do. But you lost this zest, this passion, this anchor point. You are still moving around. Okay. I hope hopefully you guys can understand the feeling. It's almost like you are blown, like a floating. There's nowhere I need to go. There are nowhere I should not go. I can go anywhere. I can go nowhere. Okay. That's the visualize that they showed me. So I was like, how can I just move forward? Right. And they are saying that, Gina, they show me that you do not just celebrate your race after you finish your race. Let's talk about marathon, right? Let's talk raise a child. Actually, they use the image is raise child. They say you do not, as the end of on your deathbed, right? We're all gonna go this physical body. They're like, oh, actually, I did a good job. Actually, I raised two beautiful girls. Yes, of course, at the end, you can have this kind of realization, celebrate your life, just like, hey, yes, I did it, you know. However, they're like, okay, with the awareness you have right now, which is nothing need to be changed. If these things come to you, you need to change, you will change it. But you do not seeking go there to try to change anything or anybody, because everybody is on their trajectory. So they are like, you can celebrate those small wins, celebrate those small moments. Let's say, this is an awareness you can apply to every minute, every day, every week, every hour or something like that. But they showed me like, instead of on your deathbed, you're like, well, I raised two beautiful children. Now, how can you do like a day by day, right? Let's say, so they showed me, they're like, well, you see this weekend, you actually had a quality time with your girls, with one of your daughters that you always want to have quality time with her. And it's this weekend probably is the one of the longest time you spend time just with her. What a beautiful, how to say, what a beautiful win. What a those happiness moments, right? Like the happiness in that moment, But a lot of time they also showed that like a lot of especially mom, if you are a mom right now, that I only can speak for myself. I didn't, of course, I have two girls. I'm very joyful, have it. But raising them at the early days, when they are first years, second years, that those moments and moments, I actually did not feel the happiness. All I felt was responsibility, you know. What should I do? Surviving, didn't have time for myself. Actually, I was miserable. Actually, I had a postpartum this, this depression I didn't even know I was having. So I didn't really feel happy. But later when you coming out of that, now I looking back is wow, looking at a certain video, like I feel the happiness right now, but I did not feel the happiness that time. Okay, so that's the example they are using. They are like, okay, now you have this awareness. Doesn't matter you are having great time, be happy, or you actually are suffering, going through this adversity, have challenges, have struggles, have pain. Can you also be happy about that as well? Now, this is another part. I know this message is very deep because to the point I might need to come back to another video to clarify. One thing that's changed my life right now is you I I on one level, I fully accept that we are humans supposed to be here to enjoy our life, right? Nothing wrong. The second part, I also realize that as a human, you cannot escape pain and struggling and challenges because that's part of the package as well. Now, before we always, even myself, always like, okay, how can we end the suffering and the pain and the struggling and the challenge? Why life cannot just go smooth and you do everything in your life because the goal is you want life to be smooth, no challenges, or not say no challenges, but like smooth, no bigger hurdles, right? You want like an easy, small, easy, just, you know, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything just be abundant, right? Like that's your end goal. That's why people work so hard. People always say, if I work this, when I get there, I will have all. Okay. That changes when you realize that, oh, as a human, I'm here to like pain and struggling, suffering, challenge, and hurdles, they are part of my daily life. Now I don't need to get them out of my life. If I have pain, you cannot avoid pain, by the way. Suffering is different, okay? But they are part of life. And the suffering is remind you your attachment, and you can work on that. And be a human, to be a human, you gotta have all of this. Then okay, this is get to the level of like, okay, I understand that, not every day is going smooth, right? Of course, I had hard days, but at a certain point, it's like, okay, if I do these things, I will make sure my day is smooth. But that was actually not true. My truth is that certain moments you will feel shitty, and certain moments you just don't want to get up, and certain moments you just don't want to eat two ice creams. You know. So when you understand that part, it's almost like, okay, great. You know, I'm not only here to, so like the day you do your life is a little bit different because every day you wake up, oh, today I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I'll make the most of it. But then when you understand, the part of suffering and the pain is part of the human journey, you almost like, okay, you know what? Actually, you don't have that much of burden. Doesn't make sense. So when you don't have that much burden, you're just like floating, kind of the because it's different now. The way how you react in your life is very different. Before it's survival, now it's surrender. And many people do not know how to live in life in flow and surrender. Actually, we've been built to, live life through struggles, through survival mechanism. And now in your life, you just realize that, oh, this is part of life. That is part of life. People think that way is part of their existence as well. right? Now how you move forward. Now, this is I want to bring back to the circle of what they shared with me. Is like I mentioned a little bit, celebrate your win, those small wins, okay, little by little. Um, Also, they also talking about maybe you realize that in the last couple years, you thought you break certain patterns, but actually you are still repeating a pattern in a different way. Okay. So they showed me in my life that, you know, I I started, 4 years ago, 5 years ago when I went through my spiritual journey that I thought I found myself. But I didn't know I lost myself again. But it's a very different loss as the 5 6 years ago that I lost. That's different scale. But I realized that I had to confess my own, confess with my own ego. Oh, you want to do that is because you thought you would get what, you know? So to the point you are completely very honest with yourself. And you ask questions like, okay, now did I really lie to myself? Or this is part of a feeling that universe made me feel that I lied to myself because I need to get that experience, right? And they're saying that yes, doesn't matter how you get here, you need that experience. Those experiences are part of gonna shape mold who you are, who you will be in next couple years. Those experience only gonna help you to be a better person. Now, sometime you think you make a little decisions, right? Just like 15 years ago, I came here to study abroad. I thought I'm gonna be here for 2 years, then nothing to do with the United States. And look at me, 15 years later, I'm still here. So they are showing that some of you, doesn't matter you come to United States because of your best friend chose something or because you actively choose one school. Things has to happen in one way or another way to get you to somewhere, right? So do not fixate on, ask yourself whether the experience is worth it and why would I waste or why would I spend this much time for what? Everything literally happened for a reason. And when I say it right now, it's not just a bluff of like everything happened for a reason. Every single choice brought you here. If one choice changed, you will not be here. If one choice I changed, I would not be the person sitting here at this moment speaking through those equipment and talk about this awareness and realization. At this point, I still don't know how I'm going to deliver the message from now on, but I do know that the way I deliver the message will be very different. And I don't know how, but I do know that I will not deliver the message in the old ways because there are no because I'm still integrating. They are showing that um, the life I went through in the last 5 years, ever since 2020. Actually 2020 started with 2021. From 2021 to 2023, that 2 years was one side of things I lived, and 2020 one, two, right? Three and four. This is five right now, but um, so 2021 to 2022, 2022 to 2023, that's the 2 years. Then from 2023 to 2025 are 2 years. So they are saying that you lived both sides, okay, spiritual side and business side. Now you can balance both sides and how they integrate and how can you deliver a message they have both sides incorporate both sides and could make sense to many people. This integration part is very important and I know what I'm doing right now. But how long I'm going to be in this process, I don't know. So until I figure out my own about how me personally deliver a message, what kind of teaching I would do, what kind of service I would do, what kind of podcast I would do, what kind of program I'm gonna do in the community. This is a reshuffle. That's why they're showing there, like the I went inside. They just say fire, rewrite the record. So you are also allowed to write or rewrite your records anytime. The point is you are writing every day anyway, but more of a conscious writing, what you want to write on the records and what is the trajectory gonna look like. This is very different, you know, changes even Earth itself, this planet, the consciousness that it's very excited per se, but it is also shedding a lot of purging. Purging is a word. Um, you might feel called to even purging or cut out certain things that actually work. We usually tell people, oh, cut things that doesn't work right in your life, but uh, actually, you also some of you need to say no to the certain things that actually work for you, and it's really tough. Say no to things that doesn't serve you. A lot of people learn it now, but say no to the people that is working for you. Oh man, um, I myself might need to go through this process as well. So we all in this together, right? So I think I'm gonna, stop right here. Since this is my first live, I don't even know whether it's working on as the end. So let me know if the message is resonated with you. Please follow me on Facebook because Facebook. I use Facebook more often. Actually, I use Facebook, TikTok, and then YouTube and those platform a lot. But the special part on Facebook is I started a private group called a Healing Circle. Some video you see on my channel that I bring guests on every Wednesday to share their healing journey and their healing modalities that either they are sharing, they are offering with their clients, or the healing modalities that they once helped them. Um, so it's every week is different. So you think about it, if 52 weeks a year, there were 52 healers and, artists, individual, maybe some of them depends on what kind of healing work they do, but they all related to healing. That's very powerful. And 15 minutes. And when I say 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes or 22 minutes. Okay. And I try to share them on the YouTube as well. But sometimes it's, busy schedule. Sometimes some episodes I just don't feel like I want to share on the YouTube. So go on innersensoryhealing.com. Find me on Inner Sensory Healing on Facebook page. And or shoot me an email, innersensoryhealing@gmail.com, because that group is private, but you can probably find a healing circle on Inspire Transform. Okay. So welcome to join that group as well. I started to offering some online meditation and channeling as well, because I feel called to serve more people instead of one-on-one session. I still do one-on-one sessions. So you can find all the services that are offered on innersensoryhealing.com. But I want to start with, channeling and Q&A, and in this way that those questions and answers going to benefit more people as well. I built the Mighty Network as well. I haven't officially released that yet, but give me some feedback whether you like those information, just like intuitive sharing or intuitive teaching, things like that. Okay. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful Monday. Love you. Peace out.